Black supremacy, peace to all the black guys and black goddesses. Yo, this one is for all the true black supremacists who feel where I'm coming from with this. How you all have been treating Miss Thicky Fine Teacher Bay is ridiculous. This is why I could not be a teacher in the system of white supremacy or in any professional field or just be up in white supremacy at all. And I hear a lot of people saying that, oh, you can't take her seriously. She's a fourth grade teacher, or how she's dressed is inappropriate, right? But the real issue is that you all take white supremacy too seriously. Now, for those who are on a real serious, conscious black supremacist path, you all know that it's like it wouldn't matter what she puts on. The fact that she's even in the system like that, she's already prone to being attacked no matter what. So no matter what you do in the system, you are going to have to conform, right? And we can't forget that the whole setup of even having this school, having an education system, it's not to bring forth enlightened beings. And I think I mentioned this in my video about the teacher who had told the student that she was only going to be used for making babies and doing housework or being a housewife or whatnot, right? That these school systems, these educational systems, they're not built and designed for the enlightenment of black youth or youth in general. But I'm particularly focused on black youth. These educational systems are not designed for that, right? They're not catering towards uh, bringing out the true character or nurturing the true character of a child or youth to become a king or a queen or to become um, very well versed in any skill or any trade. These systems of education, it's one or the other, is to make you into a soldier, right? So that you're not too bright to ask a whole bunch of questions. You just get the basic knowledge, right? So that when they send you out into the battlefield to go, should kill some people, you're not gonna stop to ask any questions, and you can go do your research. Or it's complete indoctrination, and it's more leaning towards the latter, that is complete indoctrination to white supremacy. Now, when I see things like um, over in some countries in the Middle East, I just watched this one video, and they're talking about how um, a lot of the children are not going to school and all of that type of stuff. It's like, well, what are they going? What would they? Why are you? Why are people in the West concerned about whether people in the Middle East or anywhere else is going to school or not? I mean, shouldn't it be that country's decision on how their children are raised and reared? Um, just because America decides that everybody has to, or that they want all the children to go to school, why should that apply to somewhere millions, thousands of miles away? What if they choose to raise their child differently? But oh, I guess because they're the ones that are bombing the country in the first place, then they're going to report that these children are uneducated. Well, maybe if you stop bombing them, they will be able to go to school. But maybe it's better that you're bombing them. I mean, I hate to say that, but maybe it's better that you're bombing them so that way they're not going to get the education that is has anything to do with white supremacy. So in a way, it's like there's you almost have to fight. You really have to fight against white supremacy and oppression anywhere and everywhere, because even though those countries are millions of miles away and thousands of miles away, they have already adopted a certain type of white supremacy curriculum, which is why they're reporting to you, oh, well, Syria or Iraq or, all these children, look at them. Um, they're, because of the wars and everything going on, that these children are not going to school. Well, obviously the only reason that they care that they're not going to school is because they care that the next generation is not going to be indoctrinated, right? And that's what's happening here in America, right? This teacher here, she's in Atlanta. It's hot as hell in Atlanta, right? When I went to Florida, first, it was hot as hell. That's how I dressed, the same way how she's dressed pretty much. When I came here, hot as hell, that's how I dressed, right? I'm in a goddamn dress right now, right? But the only problem is that, people are jealous, people are envious, people, they don't look as good as she does. She's probably on some type of, I want to say some type of vegan diet. I don't know. She's probably, she definitely is working out. She took some photos where she's working out, taking care of her body shape, her body image, and whatever. And she looks very happy. And she's obviously very voluptuous. Now, a lot of people, they prefer to eat all the different types of swine and all this type of fast food. They just not caring about their diet, not caring about their body, their health, or whatever, right? And it hurts them to see somebody that looks good. I mean, if you're talking about Instagram and Twitter went off, these are the places where they try to sell you the most belly trainers and all type of manipulation of your body. They got booty trainers, and we expect people that are on these type of social medias that are, when you look in the comments, all of them, oh, how can I get one? How much? People are making money off these things, so there's people buying them, and we expect these type of people to really appreciate somebody who is naturally built like that. It's not going to happen, right? But beyond that, there's a greater problem, and that's just the complete hatred for sexuality, period, right? Nobody wants to see people embrace their sexuality. There's a very small percentage of people that are okay, right, with sexuality in any way presents itself. You should check out King Noble's video where he talks about how your sexuality should not define you, right? And at the same time, your sexuality should also not limit you, right? So her sexuality in this case would be limiting her. People want her sexuality to be limited to the bedroom, I guess. I guess she's supposed to leave her breasts and her ass in the room. I mean, where are these concepts coming from? I mean, but then when you look at it, she's really in one of the heart of the problem, right? The educational system, because a lot of this too comes from the educational system. You're supposed to conform. That's a lot of what the educational system is about. Is everybody is supposed to be a one size fits all type of agenda. You want to talk about an agenda against the black race or agenda against this or that. Look at your school system. So I think people should be looking at, well, why are we sending our children to school? Or why are you sending your children to school if when they grow up or at any point in time they can't express themselves in any way other than how they are told that they can, right? And that at any time a mob of people who are already indoctrinated and have already conformed to white supremacy can come along and pinpoint and start to attack you for things that maybe your peers don't have a problem with, because in that case obviously her school staff didn't have a problem with how she was dressed, right? But people can come along and be like, well, point this out and point that out and be like, look at that, that's a problem, this is a problem. And everything just ties right back into white supremacy, because now she has to block her Instagram account or make it private. And they claim they talked to her about how she's dressed. I doubt that they really said much to her, because there's not really much she can do unless she's gonna put on a tracksuit and or wear a business suit. I guess that's probably what she would have to do. She probably would have to wear business pants and a jacket. I don't know, because I imagine if she wore a skirt, those little skirts that come with those business suits, she would still be popping out of that. So there's really nothing much that you can say to somebody like that. And when you do stuff like this, what really happens is you really push people to a limit, right? Because she obviously wasn't dressed too revealing. She really didn't go too far, too extreme. She was probably just dressed how she normally does and how she felt comfortable. So now if she has to go and conform, she might just say, well, you know what? To hell with being a teacher. I'm gonna go do this. Or I'm gonna go do that. I mean, it's Atlanta. There's plenty of other things she could be doing with her body right now and be making more money than she is as a teacher. And probably fund a lot of things that will go contrary to how people are comfortable with America right now, right? And it kind of ties into the Colin Kaepernick. I'm tying it into the Colin Kaepernick video that King Noble made because he spoke about how right now Colin Kaepernick was just silent protesting, and had he have went to the NFL games with a bomb strapped to him, people would be saying, "Oh, well, he should have did this and he should have did that." And I don't want to give the video away, but it's kind of the same situation with her. She's just dressed normally, regularly, but y'all push people to a limit, and she might just decide to, I mean, hey, they're blowing up schools in other parts of the country. It's kind of a stretch to say that she would do something like that, but I mean, it seems like people won't wake up until this shit is happening just everywhere, right? They want this perfect white supremacy world in America, and it's really not gonna happen. And the more they push for it to happen, is the more the opposite is gonna happen. Um, and I'm not for the balance of white supremacy and freedom and liberation. I don't think the two can mix, right? So I think it's definitely going to go to one extreme that it needs to go to. And, at least people are being warned. That's all that can happen right now is for people to be warned of their actions and where it is leading, right? And I guess, enjoy the ride because it's definitely, it's not looking good. But anyways, join the website kingnoble.uncensored.com. Check out King Noble's last two videos, uh, the one about sexuality and the one about Colin Kaepernick. They're on his YouTube channel, Lord Yeshana, and you can subscribe to that channel and subscribe to this channel as well. So please join the website www.kingnoble.uncensored.com.